Hey everybody, thanks for hopping onto the channel. If you would like and subscribe, I sure would appreciate it. This is going to be a video for my 2022/2023 tournament rig. I actually have live scope coming. It's like in the mail. And I wanted to do a video before, kind of pre-live scope, a setup before that, because I haven't done it fully decked out with this kayak how I have it now. So, and this is something I always think is interesting. I tow it with a 2016 Tacoma, great truck, had it forever. So, see people asking like, oh, what truck do you buy? It's what I use, Tacoma, man. It's not everything you want, but it's everything you need, and it's just been phenomenal for me. The trailer is actually new. I haven't done a video on that. It's a Yakima Easy Rider. Great trailer. The only thing I don't like about it is those top bars right there. You can't have the seat on there whenever you're launching it because it's too high. So these bars, I wish they were about a foot higher. If they were a foot higher, man, this trailer would be perfect. And I have the Yakima top water box on there. See it right there? Holds 8+ rods. You know, you put a couple in the truck, it's no problem. But this, I'm going to start from the front. I'm doing it on my trailer, so hopefully it won't be too awkward. Up front, I carry a Ego S1. It's the medium length clear netting net. It floats. Cannot recommend it enough. I've had it for years. It sits on this Ram deal I did with it's the Yak Attack, just a regular paddle grip. Up here I have a Guardian light because I have a motor on my kayak. I have to have a light. It's magnetized, but man, it's on there some kind of strong. It's not going to come off. Try to show you what I have in here. So I carry a pump nowadays, a sponge, got some swim baits, that Yak Gadget bag. It's got all my tools. This is got sunscreen, toilet paper, duct tape, just regular odds and ends. I think I got like a scale in there. Move this out of the way. That's where I keep my ZPro battery. I just have it taped up to the deal. No problems there. Close this back up. Yeah, I just keep it taped to the post. It's worked for me. It's ghetto, but it works. I haven't had any problems. Pelican case, I keep it right here. That's where I keep my light. And I keep a couple extra battery packs. You know, just can't never have too much battery on a kayak. This is a Louisiana Custom Kayaks tether. I got a couple other things, great company. Check them out for sure. If you're wondering what size paddle I use, it's a Bending Branches Angler Ace 260. You could probably go a little bit bigger. You could probably go up to 270, but this is the second one of the Angler Ace I've had. I've got a second one for the paddle kayak. They're just, you know, they're as good as they get. Like price per money, I think they're probably the best value on the market. Inside my hatch, I've got I believe that's a one objective organizer. I've got, you know, just a little buff. I think it's the Groove tungsten vault. Need to replace some stuff, but that's where I keep my tungsten. You know, just sunglasses. I've got markers, dip, paint markers. I keep my VMC crossover pliers, some extra crossover rings, and some super glue. Over here I've got, this is where I keep my kill switch. Keep some more super glue, and I use a lot of super glue, I guess, and some scissors. Underneath here I've got two big Flambeau boxes. Soft plastics. They work phenomenally great. I carry more soft plastics than anybody around, so I carry a lot. X-Zone, BFA, I do love flipping that. Mostly X-Zone stuff. Got my ZPro cushion, kayak cushion, can't beat those. It's my life jacket I've been using. It's the Mustang Chimera. It's got some flotation, but it also inflates automatic. I'm sorry, it inflates. You can pull it there. Danco pliers, NRS knife, you know. On the other side, that's where I keep my whistle, and also I have my my phone tether hangs off the other side as well. So you can see here, these are Trailblazer paddle holders. That's how I've done it. I don't use paddle that much, but I didn't necessarily like keeping it in the back on the paddle clips. I just put one on there to show you. I prefer to have it out here, just easy reach. I fish a lot of grass too though, so. This here is a Yak Gadget mount. You can see, and that's where I keep my throttle for my Newport. And on the other end, that's where I have my camera mount. I did it a lot last year with the KFL, but I had to have my phone handy so it had to be up here. I wanted it within arm's reach. I do have a GoPro. I'm about to start using it, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have to move that back or not. It might not be quite far back enough. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure it will be fine, but the best shot might be a little bit further back, so I might have to add another arm or a different pole or something like that. I honestly don't even know yet. On the back of here, another Yak Gadget bag. This is where I keep all my swim baits. I got all my egg zones, some extra BFEs, and some trimmer shads. I keep all that right there. So it's really just my swim bait bag. That's what it is. In there, I've got my 24-volt, 50-amp ZPro Lithium battery. It's got Bluetooth connectivity, so you can look at it on your phone. Connected with an Anderson plug. And this is the Newport box. I can't use the accessories because it's a 24-volt battery. I just got it just in case one day I go to a 12-volt because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, so I bought the box before I went motor. Anderson plug, can't say enough about those. That's the way to go. Always secure, zero issues. Back here, I have my Yak Gadget XD crate. I even bought the new Yak Gadget, Yak Attack. I'm not saying anything about that. I just prefer the Yak Gadget one. I like how it's leaned forward, easy to get into. I keep, you can see all the tackle. Usually those Plano boxes, but got some other ones too. I will show you this one because I see a lot of people ask about buzzbait spinnerbaits. I use the Plano buzzbait spinnerbait box. That works for me. But inside of this, I have 6, 8, and 10-pound leader material. I like to use all three depending on the situation. Newport. This is the Yak Gadget triple item mounting plate. It is absolutely rock steady, doesn't move. I get a hair of cavitation sometimes. I know some people say, well, with this one or with that one, you cavitate some. Very, very seldom. And the tiny amount I do, I'm still getting, the speed is still 5 miles per hour, which is as fast as anybody else is getting. So even though sometimes there might be like a hair of cavitation, not all the time, but sometimes it isn't enough that it's slowing me down. It's just the sound, so I have no problems, like zero. And the plate doesn't flex, it's awesome. On here, you can show you how I have it mounted. I have a pulley. I'll go up to it as a 15 millimeter, I think. So the connection goes there, through the pulley, and then up there to a ram claw that goes on the H-rail. And then whenever I release it, where I have that, whatever you call that thing, I can't think of what it is, carabiner. That just, I put it on my flag actually. Whenever I have the motor down, it just sits on my flag. And it's not like it's going to move it, so it's just somewhere to place it. So yeah, there you go. That's how I do it. It works for me. I think it's a small 1-inch ball, Yak Attack ball that I have on top of the ram claw. And that's worked for me. And what else? Yeah, that the mount has worked great for me. No issues there. And my ZPro Lithium flag on the back, and because of where it's at, I never have to move it. The motor doesn't hit it, so it just stays on there all the time. That's nice. I didn't buy the mount, the triple item mount, because I needed it. I just wasn't sure what I was going to do in the future, so I went ahead and bought it. If I was going to put a mount on there, I didn't want to buy the regular single motor mount and then later want to put a power pole on there before. I've had a problem with a power pole in the past, that's why I don't have one now, but they have great customer service, no doubt about that. It just put me in some bad situations in the winter where their pole's stuck down. That's why I don't have one right now. But yeah, I can mount 3 things on there, so really check that out if you're looking. Obviously, a Visit Carbon Pro, the same one everybody has. Need to replace Old Glory here. You do it for long enough and you're going to get some hooks in there. Just nothing you can do about that. Going to be a little bit tight, but my board, I have it connected with a Louisiana Custom Kayaks tether. That's that right there. It usually just goes in there. You know, plenty of room. Garmin 93 SV on a 1.5 inch ram ball. I like the ram ones because it's movable. I've tried other brands and I like that you're able to articulate it in different directions, so that for me is great. And then I'll show these. If you're looking at this trailer, I have these Ho Stevie deals, just cushions that I have on there, and I black Gorilla taped them down. That's worked so far, or it'll work for a long time. And there I have a TRC. It's just a wrap for the wire wrap. But yeah, that's it. Obviously, you know, it's a Hobie. It's the best. And maybe next year I'll go to a 360. I haven't decided. If you think about my setup where I have my motor locked out with the pin, I'll show that. Here, you can just lock it out with a cotter pin, and then I have it connected because I didn't want it to come off. But yeah, it's never came out. But I have it locked out straight. Excuse me. And I just use the rudder to turn. I think probably I get people that have the foot controlled steering, and if I fish a lot of moving water, let's say I had like a Kusa X and I had a motor, then yes, I would do it. But on this kayak, I don't. I just have it locked out straight, and I use my rudder to turn, which I'd say like 75% of the time it's fine. But a lot of time I'm just pedaling around once I get somewhere anyway. So, sorry, somebody driving by. So my kayak's really set up to be the most durable, have the least amount of issues, the least amount of moving parts, the least amount of problems that I could possibly have. That's how I set up my kayak. That's why it goes straight up and down, and the motor's locked out straight. Oh Lord, some kids getting whooped down the corner. And yeah, so I have everything set up as simply as possible. Same with my battery setups. I don't carry a lot of extra electronics. I'd rather have everything external, like that Guardian light. That's just how I prefer to do it, because if something goes wrong, I can replace one thing instead of the whole system going out. You know, everybody has their own thoughts on it. That's how I do it. Also, I'll talk about these. I put these extra, the Yak Attack. It's just a mount in case I take my kayak in the river or something. I want to have an extra couple rods instead of putting them up. I could have 6 up front and then 2 back here. Just a little extra. Don't really need it, but I've never used it. But I have it there just in case, you know. That's it. If you have any questions, put them below. Also carry some other things like toothpicks and, you know, just stupid swim bait kind of stuff. Sunglass holder. Nothing else. I keep all my stuff pretty simple so it doesn't break. That's kind of my thoughts on a kayak, is I don't want things to break. I want it to be as simple as possible and durable and not have issues when I'm on the water. So there you go. It's my 2022-2023 rig. This is pre-live scope, which I'll be putting on here in the next week or so, and I'll be doing videos about that. Hope y'all enjoy. If you have any questions, put them below, and see you on the next video. Be safe out there.